The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, welcome to The Ring and All Other Sports. My name is Leo Connors, I'm your host, and tonight I got a very special guest, former professional wrestler, Daniel Baker, also formerly known as Big Dog Wilson. You still kept the Big Dog name though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Before we start, Daniel owns a tattoo shop. He's an artist and down in Buzzards Bay, Mass. So you could always go visit him at Sharks Bite Tattoo at 270 Main Street, Buzzards Bay, Massachusetts. Phone number?
508
508
759
759
4465.
4465. Sorry, guys. I should have did that before the show started. It's not like we didn't have plenty of time. Let's get right into it. Where did you grow up?
Fall River.
Fall River. All right. Nice. A lot of wrestlers grew up around that area, too. When did you first see pro wrestling?
I don't know the year. I was a kid. I went to the Bank Street Armory.
Yeah.
Chief Jay Strongbow was there. Bob Backlund.
Nice.
A bunch of the old guys.
Nice. Chief Jay, they say he was an asshole in real life, which bummed me out because he was the first guy I ever saw, so I loved the guy, you know?
I never got too close.
Were your friends into it with you? Did your friends like wrestling too?
Couple of them.
Yeah. Were you into, did you buy like the magazines and all that too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was into. I still am. My girlfriend hates it. I got like over 600 magazines. When did you know you wanted to be a pro wrestler? How old were you?
I was in my 20s, and I didn't even know. I went to one of my coworkers at the place I worked did some refereeing
Nice.
for Yankee Pro, and he says, "Hey, you want a ticket?" He gave me a ticket, so I went to a show, and I watched the show. I enjoyed it, and Joe Eugenio had these little things. You want to wrestle? And I'm always the type of person, I'm curious about everything, so
Right.
I want to try it. So I called up. I went there. They did the tryouts, and that's how I started.
Nice. So, who was the one that trained you? Joe?
No. It was Scott Ashworth and Brickhouse.
Nice.
And Souza, too.
Nice. Sylvana Sousa's still training guys now, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he's actually training Freddie Curry Jr.'s little brother, Nick. Kid looks good, too. I've seen a few videos of him. Who else was in your class when you started training?
A lot of people that aren't around anymore.
Okay.
Actually, a lot of people that aren't around anymore.
Really? They didn't wrestle very long?
No, not at all.
Wow, okay. Can you tell us about your first match that you had?
Yeah, I just went to the show, setting up the ring. I wasn't even expecting to do anything, and Joe came in and said, "Hey, somebody quit, or not quit, but couldn't make it," and he said, "Hey, you're up."
Nice.
I said, I'm wearing jeans and a T-shirt. So, you familiar with Big Daddy Kahuna?
Yes.
He had some extra gear,
Nice.
and I put it on, and they called me Marcus K. Fabian. And I wrestled Izzy Strait,
Nice.
Peter Laporte.
Yeah. Nice. How'd it go?
It went cool.
How scared were you when you were walking to the ring, though? Knowing that, your first match, you had to have been on.
Well, at the curtain, you shake a little bit, but when you're out there, you just do your thing, you know?
Right. Nice. What about after that, right? Who was the first guy, who taught you the most? Let's say when you were wrestling, you first started and you were in the ring with which guys helped you the most? Besides your trainers.
Well, it was Ashworth and Baker.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You wrestled them a lot?
Yeah.
Nice. Like we were talking off air, Brickhouse Baker's awesome. Like I said, I had never met him, and he treated me like he had known me for 20 years. Really nice guy. We'll go back into your career, but I think a lot of these questions are going to have to do with your career. We got a lot of fan questions, so we'll just jump into that. Nathan Fuller wants to know, Leo and Daniel, what was the best match at Extreme Rules last night? You said you didn't see it by chance. That's
Yeah.
all right. Real quick, Nathan, Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles and Rusev were my favorites. All right? Thank you, Nathan. Nathan has another question. How long do you think Kevin Owens will be out in action? Braun Strowman threw him off the top of the cage through a table. I'd say 4 weeks, something like that. I mean, they could push it longer, but probably 4 weeks he'll be out of action and probably be back on TV running his mouth in 1 or 2. You know? Thank you, Nathan. My buddy Dan, who's been on the show plenty of times, Dan Bolia, he wants to know, who do you think was the best male singles, best female singles, and best tag team when you were active wrestling?
Active wrestling. I don't know. They're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't want to put in. Yeah,
Yeah,
I hear you. I'll tell you who I thought when I started watching wrestling, Dan, especially, I'm just going to say the New England Independents. I was a huge Slick Wagner Brown fan. Women, Brittany Brown, she was awesome. Tag team, Chunky but Funky. I always loved those guys. They were very funny. The Crown Jewels, another tag team I liked a lot. Do you follow the Independents now?
Vaguely. I'm starting to get back around the shows.
All right. Well, who that you've seen kind of impresses you so far? Is there anybody that sticks out? Like, wow, man, that kid's gonna be something.
JT Dunn's doing pretty good.
He's killing it.
And Teddy Goods.
Yeah, both great choices. I mean, JT Dunn, I think Brian Fury, after he bought Chaotic, really did the right thing putting the title on JT. You cannot go wrong. That kid puts out nothing but great match after great match. And his finishing maneuver, that death by elbow, looks like, it's believable enough hitting anybody in the back of the head with an elbow that you can get the win. I mean, we know he's a little on the smaller side, but that really, with his finishing maneuver and all that, JT Dunn is awesome. I also, just so you know, I like Josh Briggs, Anthony Green, a lot of the Chaotic guys and the kids from the New England Pro Wrestling Academy. I still love Slick Wagner Brown, and I always will. All right, from that area from where you used to wrestle, you familiar with the closers? Hammer Tunis and Brad Hollister? He wanted to know,
Yeah.
what do you think about the closers?
I don't know too much about them.
No?
No.
I do. I've seen him wrestle quite a few times. They just wrestled at Chaotic last show. Guys are awesome. They did a Future of Honor match for Ring of Honor a couple weeks ago in Lowell. Man, I expect big things from these guys. They're a hell of a team. Moving on to the next question. Nathan Fuller's back with another question. Leo, do you think Brock Lesnar will show up at Raw tonight? Do you think Brock Lesnar's going to show up at Raw? You heard what he did Saturday night, right?
No.
Saturday night, guys, Brock Lesnar got in the ring after Daniel Cormier beat Miller Stopik, however you pronounce his name. My old friend Derek right now, if he's watching, my old co-host is laughing his ass off because I butcher names on a regular basis. But Daniel Cormier won the UFC Heavyweight Championship. He called Brock Lesnar into the ring. Brock Lesnar shoved him, almost knocked him down. You could tell it was staged. I think it was staged. But looks like Brock's going to get another fight in the UFC. You can't blame Daniel Cormier for calling him out either. You know what I mean? That's the money fight. You're going to get it as a heavyweight, in the UFC. That's where the money is. Brock Lesnar. He sells pay-per-views. I think he's going to have to show up tonight. I really do. After what he did Saturday night, I just think that's going to happen. We're going to bring something up in a few minutes too, Nathan, that might give you a little more leeway on that. And what do you think? What do you think of Hulk Hogan being welcomed back into the WWE?
Yeah, that was expected.
Yeah. I mean, as long as they don't let him wrestle and he's not on TV every week for 10, 12 minutes, you know what I mean? I'm totally fine with it. Hulk Hogan did so much for wrestling. But I don't want to see him do like what Ric Flair did, how he was just on TV. And it was, to the point where you were like, go away. You know what I mean? And he did go away, and I think that's great for him because a guy like me who's always been a Ric Flair fan, now, if he does come up every once in a while, I'm excited to see him because he's not there every week.
He's money.
Big time. But people were getting sick of him, and I know it wasn't just me. A lot of my friends were saying the same thing. He just was on too much. A guy like Flair should be on like a special attraction, especially at this age, Okay, thanks, Nathan. All right, I'm going to butcher this name again. Jesse Martineau. I think I got it right. Who was your favorite opponent to work with and why?
I liked working with Jose Perez a lot.
Yep.
You know, we did a lot of hardcore stuff together.
Yeah.
But my favorite was George Steele, just because
Wow, yeah.
when you know, I grew up watching him, you know.
Right.
And the first time I worked with him, we were talking in the back, and you know, he was telling me stories. You know, the foreign object that he carries with him.
Yeah.
That's a bottle opener.
That's what it was, yeah?
That his kid gave him from Disneyland, and he just tapes it up.
Yeah.
And he's the only person that I kind of broke character when I was in the ring. You know, I'm
Yeah.
yelling at people, then I hear his music, and I'm like, whoa, that's him.
Wow.
And then I was like, oh, man. But that was awesome.
Because I've heard he was a great guy. Unfortunately, he passed away not
Yeah.
too long ago. But I see shoot interviews. I love shoot interviews, and I've seen so many people say so many nice things. He was really close. People wouldn't think this with Bruno. Him and Bruno were really tight. Another guy, another legend we just lost. All right, Matt West.
Oh, God.
He wanted me to ask you the worst experience getting a mandible claw. So what does that mean? What happened?
Well, that was from that jerk. We worked. It was a hardcore match for. It was Mayhem, run by Randy Blake, Black Wolf. That's the only time I ever wrestled anywhere else other than
Okay.
Yankee, Top Rope, or
Right.
whatever. And in the middle of the match, he got a sock from somewhere.
So you don't even know where it came from.
Not in the beginning. He told me later, and you know, he hooked me with it, went down, and it was the most hard. My eyes started watering because that sock was so disgusting. Some guy in the crowd took it off his foot.
Matt.
I hate you, Matt.
That wouldn't have surprised me if you would have said it was somebody else. Kind of surprises me that it was Matt. He's always been such a nice, calm guy. Man, that was a good rib he got you on. Evan Hatch, Evan 6, wants to know, I want to know who was your hands down toughest opponent
Jose.
in the New England area? Sorry.
Jose.
Yeah, Jose?
Yeah.
Nice.
We did a lot of hardcore matches, and you know, they'd promote it. You know, fans bring stuff.
Right.
You know, and Jose would bring his own little stuff, and I've been hit with a lot of stuff, and the worst thing that I've ever got hit by from him was, you know, those plastic Christmas decorations that take the light bulb.
Yep.
Well, it was a 3-foot gingerbread man, and that almost put my lights out.
Right? Wow. Jose's a great guy. I can
love him to
just see
death.
him doing that to you too, and laughing his ass off. We're back to Matt Storm again.
Oh boy.
Matt says, and y'all let you tell it because I was surprised when you said it to me off air. Being a Storm brother for one night only.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
You know, I got hit in the head a lot, so I can't really go into detail
Right.
with that, but I do remember it.
Matt, maybe you could do me a favor and go on the page where you asked the question and tell us the answer, so everybody here that's watching will be able to go get that answer. If you remember it, maybe you've had too many chair shots. Dave Padula, it's going to be a little something before I ask the question. Dave says, when I worked for Yankee Pro Wrestling, Dan always made me feel welcome. It made me feel like a part of the Yankee Pro Wrestling family. One of my best memories was facing off with Dan in a bunkhouse-style battle royal in his very first cage match in Bourne, Massachusetts. My question is, as a tattoo artist, what can a customer do or say that will help bring out the best work from you? Is there anything they could say?
Just, you know, what a tattoo means to them, you know?
Right.
People come in and they want kind of garbage stuff,
Right.
but when they come in and they know what they want, you know, we help them,
Yep.
you know, put it to a design.
Nice.
And
Back to
I love Dave, by the way. Dave's an awesome dude.
He is. You know what he did for me? I was sending Flip Gordon some messages, you know what I mean, to see if he'd come on the show. No response, no response. So then Dave came on. I told him, he goes, oh, you want Flip? No problem. And he got him to come here. Dave is a great guy. I've known Dave for quite a few years, and he's always been great to me. But Dan Bolio wants to know again. I know I just butchered his name there. Who is the biggest name you have wrestled and your favorite opponents? I know you already told us one, so it's got to be a couple more, but who, you told me off air. Why don't you tell these guys some of the biggest names you wrestled? Because you wrestled quite a few.
Yeah, Souza used to like booking the bigger guys against the people that were brought in.
Right.
I wrestled Bundy a bunch of times. The Bushwhackers, Dan Severin, George Steele, Tony Atlas, just a bunch of different people.
Was any of them like hard to work with? Or didn't want to do things for you?
I worked with Kevin Kelly, and we did something with Slaughter, and that was a little difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sergeant Slaughter was one of my heroes when he turned good, when he became a good guy, and then all of a sudden he turned bad again. But tough dude. You told me that
Stiff.
off air. Stiff. Yeah. I know you said that your favorite
Or he
opponent.
kept them close.
Right. Jose Perez is was it Jose you said your favorite opponent was?
Yeah.
Okay. Dan wants to know because he saw the question, Jesse's question first. Do you have more than just Jose? Do you have other favorite opponents?
Striker, we did a lot of hardcore stuff together. I liked working Baker and Ash.
Nice. All right. Well, let's dive in. Before we play the name game in a little bit, I'd like to talk to you, more about your career. Did you do wrestling in a lot of tag team matches by chance?
A few.
Yeah.
That Marcus K. Fabian thing,
Yeah.
that was a thrown together thing. But
Right.
for a while, I wrestled under a hood and did the Arabian Assassin gimmick.
Right.
The flag and
Yeah.
all that other stuff. And actually, Matt Storm was Arabian Assassin with me.
Oh, wow.
And we worked the Power Company.
Dave and Dean, right?
Yeah.
Dave and Dean. They wrestled up here for Jeff Coster a couple times, if I'm not mistaken. I
Yeah.
know I've seen them around here a few times. And they must have liked to pull that twin stuff.
Yeah.
Big dudes, though, huh? I mean, not wicked tall or anything, but jacked.
Yeah, they were pretty big.
So, any other tag teams that you would wrestle that these guys might know?
No.
Okay.
No.
What about did you hold any titles?
The heavyweight for a little bit in Yankee, the hardcore, and that's it.
Okay. You said you had stopped wrestling and then you came back for a little bit?
Yeah.
How long did you come back for? And was it difficult coming back? Because you had been, how long were you off from?
I was off quite a few years.
All right. So was it really hard coming back on you? Getting you in, all that stuff?
Oh, of course. I was.
Yeah.
I worked Sean Candido for Brick House's show.
Yeah. House of Bricks.
Yeah.
Check that stuff out, guys.
And I blew up quick.
And it get teased in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I wrestled Colossus. Was my last match. It was
Saw that on YouTube.
fundraiser for the veterans, and it was a hardcore, barbed wire
Yep.
stuff at the VFW.
Nice. Did you ever have a manager? Any managers?
Yeah, I've had a couple. Bobby Cruz was my manager at one show. I don't know.
Ring announcer.
Yeah, the
for
ring
of
announcer.
Honor.
I don't know how that got put together.
Right.
Sandy Starr, she managed me. Felix Weatherby the third. He was skinny dude.
Yeah. Because I remember Wendell Weatherby. Was it Wendell though, or Felix?
No, Felix.
Okay.
He had real wild curly hair.
Okay.
And Mr. Biggs, he passed away, but he managed me for a little bit too.
Okay. Nice. We're gonna jump into the name game in just a couple minutes. I got a couple more questions to ask you. If you were to come back right now to wrestle, what would be your dream match against the newer talent? Would it be JT Dunn?
No, probably not.
No.
I don't know. I don't plan on it. So
Yeah.
if it happened, it would happen. But
Right.
I don't know. I don't know the newer people
Okay.
good enough to
to pick one out.
Yeah.
I think there's a few guys I know that I wouldn't mind seeing, and JT Dunn would have been one of them. I'd love to see Brickhouse come out of retirement, give you a match too, you know. Did you, Sonny Goodspeed, did you know Sonny from down there? Was he in Chunky but He was in Chunky but Funky with Scott Ashworth and DJ Barron. Those guys are from up here, but they would tag team. So, did you ever, wrestle against them or just Scott?
Just
Ashworth?
Scott, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Why don't we jump into the name game? You just brought him up. You can tell a story about him, a couple words, whatever you want. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for you to bury anybody, but if you do, you do. Colossus.
Oh, he's an awesome dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any stories for being in the ring that?
I don't know. Every time I did some kind of a gimmick match with him, I lost a tooth. But other than that, he's awesome.
Right. How about you brought this guy up a minute ago too? You've had a few matches with him. Strike.
Strike is a good kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did a lot of stuff back in the day.
Nice. Big Daddy Kahuna, the guy that gave you his extra trunks so you could have your first match.
Believe it or not, they were baggy in the beginning.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I was the only person that actually started wrestling, and I was semi-fit, and then this happened. But yeah, he's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
We wrestled a few times.
Nice.
A lot of road shows.
Yeah. How about Nick Steele?
Oh, I love Nick to death.
Big dude, man. He's jacked.
Yeah, I've never worked him.
No?
No, I don't think I did. No, I didn't.
Nice. Okay. Vertebreaker. That's a name I don't think I've ever said on the show, and shame on me. Seriously. Because I thought he was great.
That's Sandy's kid,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. It was Steel Cage Battle Royal. I worked with him.
Nice.
He's a good kid.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah.
I never met him. I just used to like to watch him wrestle. Brickhouse Baker.
My brother.
Yep.
Love him to death.
All right. Jose Perez.
Same.
Same?
Yeah.
All right.
I think I worked Jose more than probably anybody else.
Really?
Yeah, we did a lot of road shows.
Yeah. You told me off air that, wrestling him was a workout.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. He's
Yeah.
awesome.
No, but I mean, like, you catch a beating. He was the guy that would lay him in on and anyone.
Oh, yeah,
That's not a bad thing.
It was back and forth.
Right,
If if you don't lay him in,
Right.
then it's gonna look like shit.
Exactly.
Ooh,
That's
whatever.
all right. That's not a bad word on this public
Okay.
access. They'll bleep it if they feel like that they think it is. Dave Padula. We just talked about him.
I never worked one-on-one with him.
Right.
But I love him to death.
Yeah.
He's
Great
an
guy.
awesome guy.
He is. He
Awesome,
is a
awesome
great guy.
guy.
I got to get him in here again soon.
Back in the day, the dynamic was like close.
Right.
So I mean, if they're from back then, it's gonna be the same answer. You know what I mean? Everybody's stuck together.
Yep.
Now it kind of seems to be like every man for himself.
Yeah.
For certain people,
Right.
I don't dig that.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Everybody should be helping each other out, man. That's how it should be. But I guess nowadays, it's like the world has changed too, though. You know what I mean? Kids, I work at an elementary school. There's no consequences for kids no more. The stuff these kids do in school, my father would have whooped me. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. I brought this guy up to you off air because I thought he got mad at me at a show, at Yankee Pro, the only Yankee Pro show I ever went to. Frankie Amadillo. Do you remember Frankie?
Not really.
No. Yeah, he got, like I was telling you.
Like
man.
I said,
Yeah, I hear you. Joe Eugenio. I already had it written down.
Joe's a good dude. Joe's a really good guy.
Nice.
Everybody might have their opinions.
Yep.
But he did good for a lot of people.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, where would they, if it wasn't for Yankee or Top Rope, what would people be doing?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Very true. Longest running promotion.
And
New England.
a lot of people from that organization got pushed up.
Right. Absolutely. Do you remember Reverend Redemption? He passed away not too long ago.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
No.
he did. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. I thought someone told me that. Okay, I'm sorry.
I was talking to his ghost yesterday then.
Oh, no. You would know more than me.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, Derek.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, glad to hear that. Sorry, Reverend.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Big Rick Fuller.
I wrestled him a few times. I went to his wedding. He's got some pretty light chops.
Oh, yeah. I told the story, and I'll have to tell you this. He was working for Sparta, and he was wrestling Virgil, and Sparta, arguing. Rick comes out of the ring because the referee got bumped and went out, and goes over to him and says, we're sitting, me and my son, second row, we can hear him clear as day. Watch this. Virgil's in the corner. He hit that guy so hard, like 5 in a row. You could see Virgil was trying to get away. He kept like making him stay there. And then the finish was a screw finish where Virgil hits him with a low blow, puts his legs in the rope, gets the 1, 2, 3. Next thing you know, you see Virgil come out of the ring. You look at the door. He didn't even change. Grabbed his bags and left because Rick put up.
I worked Rick at a show, and the finish got messed up by the ref. The ref stepped in, and Rick tripped. And I've never seen him like that, like in the ring. He grabbed him by the shirt and he threw him across.
Was that Barry Ace?
No, I don't want to mention the guy's name. Just because.
All right, because he beat up Barry Ace too.
He's still a friend of mine.
All right, no problem.
You gotta know the where you are in the ring and what's going on. But that same referee, I was wrestling Bundy. I think it was at the Big E, the big fair.
Yes. Yep.
And Bundy splashed me in the corner, and he throws you down, then he gives you the splash on the mat.
Right.
Well, he splashed me in the corner. He steps back, and he flips backwards over the same ref onto his back, and he's like, "You okay?" And then he finished the match.
Right.
But yeah, that guy got into a few people's way.
All right. How about do you remember a guy that wrestled down there? But he was I think it's from the New Jersey area. But do you remember DC Drake?
Vaguely.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Right. Well, why don't we talk about one of my favorite wrestlers, my daughter's favorite wrestler, Slick Wagner Brown.
Yeah, I've met him a few times.
Yeah. You never wrestled Slick?
No.
Good work.
Yeah.
And he runs the Test of Strength now out of Connecticut, the wrestling school and a promotion and stuff. Slick's awesome. He's been a former guest here. We have lucky enough to meet Robbie Ellis.
Yeah, good guy.
I heard some funny stories about him.
I never worked against him.
Yeah. No, why you weren't his type. Sorry, but the stories I heard were pretty funny.
Yeah, I heard things.
Yeah. Amanda Storm. Do you remember Amanda?
No, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know who she is.
How about the other one, Sandy Starr?
Sandy's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She managed you before, you said too, right?
A couple times.
Yeah.
When I was under the hood, because obviously I don't speak.
Right. Yeah, I think Dave was under hood when he first started too, with some type of Arabian gimmick. Maybe it was for Matt Storm and them. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure he told me that on this show.
I don't know if he was wearing a hood though.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
Right.
But
Okay.
he did.
How about I know he worked for Top Rope. Hopefully you were there. Half of my favorite tag team of all time, the Eliminators. Perry Saturn?
No.
Nope, never met Perry?
No, nope.
How about Tony DeVito?
No.
No. Okay. We're doing good here, guys. Steve Corino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He worked a show, Bank Street Armory.
Right.
We did a big show at the Bank Street Armory, bunch of ECW guys, and that was the first place I ever saw wrestling. So
Right.
Coming out, it was like, wow, this is awesome. Nice. But yeah, I think he worked Ashworth that day.
Nice. Do you remember any other guys that were there at that big show?
Dick Dudley was there.
Nice.
Trying to remember. There was a few people there.
Yeah. All right. Spike, see, you brought up Dick Dudley. Did you meet Spike?
Yeah.
Yeah?
He's an awesome guy. He actually stopped by my tattoo shop and
Did he
we
really?
talked business.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. I always was impressed with the work he did at ECW.
Well, he also ran the training school for a while for Top Rope.
Yep. I knew that. Yeah. Guy always, for a little guy and the little, the work he did in ECW was incredible. Then he did a great job in the WWE too. I mean, not a big guy either. Chris Hammer?
Actually, I think he was there that then too. Yeah.
Yeah. He does that crazy bump where he goes through the ropes I don't know, man, that's nuts. You brought him up earlier. Got any funny Tony Atlas stories?
No.
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 Oh.
He was a funny guy though.
Yeah. Matt Storm.
Matt Storm's awesome. Well, he was until he pulled that sock out.
Right. How about his kayfabe brother, Kyle?
Oh, I love Kyle.
Tough dude.
Yeah.
Kyle just had a granddaughter. Congratulations, Kyle, on the birthday of granddaughter. You're now officially old, like me.
Kyle was the first person that I took a moonsault from.
Nice. I didn't realize Kyle was such a high flyer.
All back. Yeah.
Because I know he used to kick people's ass, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Ryan Drew.
Ryan
Waters.
Yeah. Ryan's cool. He came in like later on,
Right.
but he's an awesome trainer.
Yeah.
He's got a big heart. You know what I mean?
He's doing most of the training now at Top
Yeah.
Rope, right? Yeah. Definitely. Always was impressed with his work, too.
I saw a video of him wrestling. He was wrestling, I think, Spike Dudley.
Yeah.
And he was on top of the cage, and he took the most horrendous bump to the ground.
Right.
No table, no mat, the ground.
Wow.
It's on his page. You should
Right.
check it out.
That's crazy. I will check it out. Teddy Goods.
Ted's an awesome. I remember Teddy when he was a kid. He used to go to the shows, and there used to be a talk show on the local radio station, the
Yeah.
AM channel. It was Mr. X and Shooting Star, and Teddy would call in every week and talk about like the Yankee shows
Yeah.
and other stuff. But he made a presence for himself then. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
just somebody that called in.
Right.
But everybody knew it.
Smart man right there. That's how Jerry Lawler got his start in Memphis. I don't know
Oh,
if you
really?
knew that? Yeah. They used to give the results away from the Mid-South Coliseum. And Jerry Lawler, because he was an artist too, he thought he'd make little drawings about the matches, and they brought him in, and he had a radio station. He was wrestling for an Outlaw promotion. And Jackie Fargo said, listen, kid, if you want to wrestle, you can come wrestle in the big time in Memphis. But yeah, that's how we get started, by calling them up and sending them, those little characters, how do you say that?
Caricatures, yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting that Teddy, did that too. And he ended up becoming a pretty damn good worker.
Oh, he
I am surprised he's not there.
He's gonna be.
I hope so, because I think he has it.
He's humble.
Right.
He's humble. He's a good person.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Does a lot for the kids at shows.
A lot.
A lot. I've seen it, He's a great guy. How about his old partner, Biff? Only lore kid in NXT, Biff Busick.
Yeah. I've never met him.
No,
I've never
really?
met him. I guess he came afterwards.
Okay.
But awesome worker.
Yeah. Him and
Wicked
Teddy used to
awesome.
have a podcast, too. It was
Yeah.
really good. Oh, that
Bill and oh no,
Yeah.
Biff and
Biff
Ted's.
and Ted's Excellent
Yeah.
Adventure.
Yeah.
I used to give him a hard time, and I'd be like, when are you going to send it? Because it was like, they just do whatever they wanted to. It wasn't like a regular every week, you know what I mean? But it was a good podcast. How about, we talked about him off air a little bit, Davey Cash and Chris Pyro, the Hoods.
I've known Davey since he was a little kid. Same thing with Pyro. He used to help out around the gym.
Yep.
And I mean, he even started wrestling early.
Really?
Yeah, he wrestled, but he wasn't even 18 yet when he did his first thing, and he had to beg and plead to do it.
Wow.
But he's an awesome worker.
He is an awesome
He's a
worker.
solid kid too.
And Chris Pyro,
Same
tag
thing.
team partner, same thing. Hell of a tag team. I like the gimmick. Someone's got to do that.
I wasn't around when Chris started wrestling.
Okay.
I came back and I saw him.
Davey's been wrestling since when, like 15, 16?
He
Started young, I know
yeah,
that.
since before that at the gym.
Right, right.
Just like
Training when he
taking
was
bumps
young,
and
young.
stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, great. I think Davey's a great guy. King Kong Bundy.
He's a temperamental bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a lot of matches with him. He was good too.
It was the same match.
Right.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
But he was solid with me. He's a little short with some other people, but
Right.
he was cool with me.
How about Dan Severin? What was it
Dan-
like working with Dan?
I was freaking out.
Where?
Yeah, I watched the beginning of UFC,
Right.
and I see him pulling people apart.
Yeah.
So I go in the locker room, and they're like, "Oh, you're wrestling Dan Severn." I think it was at the Roseland Ballroom in Taunton, and instantly I was just like, kind of froze. I went, sat down with him. You know, we talked. He pretty much gave me the entire match. You know, but there was a spot where I let him up with some chops. You know, he spun me around, and he barely touched me. So I spun him back around. I laced him up with some more solid ones too.
Yeah.
And then I, you know, turned to the crowd. And when I turned around, he had like that UFC, I'm going to tear your face
Yep.
off look. And yeah, that was a little intimidating, but he's a solid guy.
Right. Like I told you off, me and my buddy met him at the Fan Fest that Joe Bruin put on. And what a nice guy. I mean, talking to everybody and anybody, you could tell he was happy to be there. It's nice when you meet people you admire and they turn out to be fantastic people. You know, we met Jimmy Valiant that day too, and I love the Boogie Woogie Man. How about Sergeant Slaughter?
I mean, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, he's
Little stiff.
He's a little rigid. I did a run and he was working Kevin Kelly one time, and I did a run and my foot got caught on the rope as I was coming in, and I kind of overstepped.
Yeah.
And he turned around and he blasted me square right in the face, and it was a bad time.
And he's a big dude
Yeah,
too.
he
I
is.
mean, what is he, like 6'5"? He's a monster.
He's a lot
guy.
tall. He's a lot taller than me.
Yeah, he's a lot thinner now. You know, as he got older, because that's good for your health. They say and all that. You know what I mean?
Well, this is going back.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So he used to be like really big. Last name, and then we're gonna talk about your tattoo shop for
Okay.
20 minutes. Tony Roy. Did you ever meet Tony?
The Mountie.
No, Tony. That's Rougeau. Tony Roy's a local wrestler from around here.
Did he do a Mountie gimmick?
He might have. He might have did a gimmick. He also was in the tag team, the French Connection, with
Yeah.
Okay, same guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you ever wrestle him?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's fine.
At shows with them, but never.
Right. Okay. So, like we were saying earlier, your tattoo shop is the Sharks Bite Tattoo. It's at 270 Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Massachusetts. Zip code 02532. The phone number is 508-759-4465. And go get some tattoos, guys. What's the most favorite tattoo you ever gave somebody?
The most favorite?
Yeah.
I can't pick one.
No.
I mean,
Okay, well, tell me a couple.
if it means something to somebody,
Yeah.
I enjoy doing those.
Right.
Just like somebody has a kid, you know,
Yep.
the portrait, they put the baby's portrait on them. You know, I like doing all those.
Right. That's cool. Have you tattooed any wrestlers?
I just tattooed Redemption.
Oh, okay.
I tattooed.
Sorry, Reverend. I really am.
Yeah, I've tattooed a few. I tattooed Steve Langer.
Yeah.
A few.
I'll ask. I know Sonny Goodspeed asked you and you answered it on Facebook, but do workers get a discount?
I treat everybody good.
Nice. There you go. Awesome. Was there ever a tattoo that you were scared putting on somebody? Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, dude, you really want this tattoo? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, anytime like an 18-year-old kid wants something on their hand,
Right.
it's like, what do you want to do for work?
Right.
Yeah, it's a job stopper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Ever tattoo family members?
Yeah, my kids.
Yeah.
I tattooed my daughter when she was 17. I didn't want to do it,
Right.
but me and her mom are split.
Okay.
So she, well, you know, if you don't give me a tattoo, Dad, I'm gonna have Mom sign for me at another place.
Right.
So I ended up doing it.
There you go. How long have you been a tattoo artist for a living?
17, 18 years.
Wow. Now, is this the first shop that you've had, like? Oh,
I had a shop in Westport.
okay.
I had a shop in Westport, but it was way too far away from my house.
Yeah.
I live in Bourne. So, you know, and the people weren't doing the right thing when I wasn't there.
Right.
So I kind of cleared house and I stayed there an extra month and I built the shop I'm in now.
Oh, nice. Is there a tattoo that you're sick of doing? Seriously, like you've done it so many times that it's just like, no problem, I'll do it, you know?
Well, I mean, it's the typical girl tattoos, the feather with the birds flying off of it,
Right.
the infinities,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
glorified figure eights, just all the stupid cliche tattoos.
Right. A lot of, as I like to call them, tramp stamps.
No, not anymore.
The girls aren't doing that, huh?
No.
My girlfriend got one of those. I teased her about it. I'm like, all right, I got something to wipe off. I don't think some of these guys won't get that, but yeah. So, what are your hours? Let's talk about your what days you open. Your hours.
Tuesday through Saturday from noon to 7:30.
Nice. Okay, guys, go down and see him for a tattoo. I had a few questions I wanted to ask you too, but like you said, you don't watch a lot of the local now, right?
Yeah.
But is there anybody else that sticks out in your mind, like a Christian Casanova maybe? Have you ever seen Christian work?
I have. But like I said, I'm a little out of
Right.
out of the loop as far as like the locals and actually the WWE and stuff.
Right.
I work way too much.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, WWE had their big Extreme Rules last night. And I'm just going to say the results real quick.
Yeah.
On the kickoff show, Andre Cien Almas defeated Sin Cara by pinfall. Also on the kickoff show, Sanity defeated The New Day when Eric Young put Kofi through a table in a tables match. The main show for the Raw Tag Team titles, the B Team, Bo Dallas and what's his name? Kurt Hennig's son. Used to be Michael McGillicuddy. Defeated the Deleters of the World's Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. Kurt Angle decided to give Brock Lesnar an ultimatum. He can either show up at Raw, negotiate his next Universal Championship, or get stripped of the title. The crowd loved that. How about this? When was the last time you saw WWE? About?
The last
Was it
time
a couple years or?
that was probably last year.
Yeah. Just because, I mean, the talent they have now really is phenomenal. Guys like Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Incredible. Kevin Owens. And what I used to love, Derek used to sit here and say, who doesn't love a fat guy that can wrestle? And it's nice. Have you heard about Team Hell No getting back together?
No.
Kane and Daniel Bryan got back together, but they lost to the Bludgeon Brothers last night. Carmella defeated Asuka. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Jeff Hardy. Kevin Owens defeated Braun Strowman because Braun threw him they were standing on the top of the cage, and he threw him like a choke slam through the announcer's table. Like I said, the Bludgeon Brothers defeated Team Hell No. Bobby Lashley defeated Roman Reigns by pinfall. Alexa Bliss defeated Nia Jax in an Extreme Rules match. AJ Styles defended his title against Rusev. And Dolph Ziggler defended the IC title, defeated Seth Ross in a 30-man iron match, 5-4, in sudden death. When did you start watching wrestling? How old were you?
How old? I don't know. I was like 8 years old.
Okay. And the guys you remember the most, like that would be, like you said, Chief Jay, guys like that.
Samoans,
Yeah.
Snuka. Snuka had a presence about him, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he definitely did. Definitely did. Even though he came in as a heel, I was excited because you were saying earlier to me, you're a magazine guy. So wasn't I. So whenever somebody made their debut that I never got to see before, just in a magazine, I used to flip out and go tell my mother, and she'd tell me to go in your room and shut up. I don't like wrestling.
I used to buy the magazines with the guys all busted open on the front.
You still have some?
Probably in a tote somewhere.
Right. That's cool. Back then, you said you watched the Samoans and stuff. Did you ever have the chance to meet the Samoans?
No, I seen them at
Right.
live events, but
Oh, okay.
I've never got to meet them. I did meet Snuka though. We worked quite a few shows back in the day together.
Right. Nice. What do you think? How everyone, and he's been in the WWE now for like 4 years. Roman Reigns. They're like the fans just don't like him. They feel Vince is pushing him down the throat, but yet he comes from a legacy family, the Samoans. You've seen him wrestle before, right? What do you think of Roman? I mean,
He's a good worker.
I definitely think that.
I think he's a good worker. You know.
Yep.
You're not gonna make everybody happy.
Right.
You know, you
Right.
just gotta find the little niche for him.
Yeah, because I think that what they didn't do to help him at the beginning is he did struggle talking at the beginning. They should have got him some type of mouthpiece. And I don't think the fans would have gotten on him so much, you know. Personally, I think he's a great worker. But it's to the, like when you listen to the fans booing him, it's like, for myself, I just shake my head like, give the guy a chance. And when he wrestles, he does a great job. I just think they're sick of it, you know, Vince shoving him down their throat, you know. Have you watched NXT at all?
No.
No? Okay, you should check that out. It's really good. The magazines, we'll go back to that. Do you remember when, like you said, you bought like the ones with the blood and all that all the time? But I still like the Inside Wrestling when you'd open up to the ratings and you'd show pictures. Do you remember that one? They'd show you like the top 5 guys and the champion, and then that started in like the late 70s. Samoans, Chief Jay was Morocco wrestling back then too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and how about the 3 managers? Were they there? The Wizard, Blassie, and Albano? Or were they gone?
No, they weren't there.
They weren't there.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. What did you think about superstar Billy Graham?
I used a lot. He had a good presence about
Right.
him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He definitely was a cool dude.
I'll tell you, he wanted to turn face at the end of his run. And if they did, would there have been a Hulkamania? You know, I mean, not to say the Hulk wouldn't have got big anyways, but like they wouldn't have. He was just like Hogan, pretty much is just like Superstar. You know, came in as a bad guy and all that. I wonder about that. If they would have turned him face, the whole world of wrestling might have ended up different. You know. Did you used to watch World Class Wrestling on TV with the Von Erichs?
That was on like channel 56.
Yeah, either
Yeah.
that or 25 or 56 or whatever, yeah. The tragedy that family went through, but like, the wrestling was so hot down there. I mean, everybody talks about the Von Erichs, but the talent they also had down there, Gito Hernandez, Chris Adams, they would bring in guys like Abdul the Butcher. Did you ever wrestle Abby?
Thank God, no.
Did you see that thing that is going on with his with the guy up in Canada, Hannibal? They call him Hannibal. They had a match, and I guess Abby gave him hepatitis because of all the blood.
That's
stuff.
why I said that.
Yeah, and but it was crazy. You know what I mean?
He's being sued right now.
Yeah, well,
it might be over with
Right.
now.
He smashed the dude with a coffee pot. I mean, the amount of blood on this guy's face was gross. And I don't mind blood, but it was like I was going, whoa, you know what I mean? I'm only asking you all these because you had done hardcore, and I'm a huge Abdul the Butcher fan. I love hardcore. I love tag team. I love everything about wrestling, like you know. And also, I'm trying to think who else that was a hardcore guy besides the ECW guys. I mean, you must have watched that when that was hot.
Yeah.
You know, guys like the Sandman. Some of my favorite ECW guys were the lesser known guys. I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved the Raven and Shane Douglas and all that, but I really loved like the Baldies and Christian York and Joey Matthews. You know, guys that
I like Roadkill.
Oh, Roadkill was great. Him and Danny Doring, jets, you know? I just watched an interview with Jim Cornette yesterday, how he was putting down Roadkill, and I'm like, how do you put that guy down? He was awesome.
One of my favorite matches was Terry Funk and Sabu.
Nice.
When he ripped his bicep open.
Yep. Was that the one when Terry got tangled in the...
Yeah.
That was crazy. How about, we got like 8 minutes left. Why don't you tell us some more matches that you loved? You don't want to listen to me.
You were going back to the whole blood thing. When I wrestled in the Bank Street Armory, we had a big. It was me, Brannigan,
No, I
Butcher
don't, but-
Brannigan.
Yeah. Oh, Butcher Brannigan. Yes, I
Yeah,
know who
yeah.
he is. Yep.
And a bunch of other guys. It was a double ring, and we were just smashing each other. And that was the only time that I actually needed EMT help.
Really?
I bled out bad,
Wow.
real bad. I left puddles.
No, self-inflicted or the hard way?
It was like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Right. Do you know when you said Kevin Kelly earlier? Is that Nails or is that the guy that I thought I knew, Kevin Landry?
Yeah,
Kevin Landry. Okay, yeah. Big. He's training guys now too.
I seen that.
Yeah, he's training guys. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of good trainers in New England, don't you think? I mean, you got Brian Fury with the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, which is probably the most well-known right now out of them all. But then, like we were saying, you got Ryan Drew at Top Rope, along with who's the head? Is it Ryan that's the head guy down there?
Yeah,
now?
Ryan, Steve, and I think
Steve Ricard. Yeah.
I think Nick Steele does a lot of the training.
All
too.
right. Then you got Slick. You got Jose Perez down at the XWA, and I'm sure he's got helpers too.
XWA, that's blowing up big.
Dude, last night, I couldn't believe the card they had. Seriously, I mean, to have guys like A.R. Fox, Shane Strickland, Sammy Callahan, and then a main event of Rob Van Dam versus John Morrison. I mean, and that's an indie company. Incredible. Their last Wrestle Union, is that what it's called? I think Wrestle Union.
I don't know.
Well, we'll look it up right now.
Resolution, I think.
Yeah, that's what it is. Resolution. Yep. But the card they had last night was unbelievable, guys. I gotta let you know about this. Okay? No, that's the wrong
Their
one.
event center is put together so well.
Right.
It's awesome for shows.
Nice. Yeah, because this show last night was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And Jose Perez has a lot to do with what goes down there. And don't forget that Thursday, $5 shows, right? I mean, last night alone was unbelievable. Like I said, the main event was John Morrison and RVD. Also on the card, there was, like I said, what's that? I just said it too. Oh, God, dead air. This is killing me now.
Callahan?
Sammy Callahan, yeah. A.R. Fox. Just a whole bunch of talent. And again, they do all their shows, a lot of shows, the Thursday Night Throwdown. On Thursday nights, I want to say it's 7 o'clock it starts. I could be wrong. I've been known quite many times to be wrong.
Was last night at the event center?
Last night, if I'm not mistaken, yes. I'm going to look it up right now. Wow, a lot of pictures of some great. Here we go. At Resolution, it was at the on Factory Street. No, the West Warwick Civic Center is where the show was
Because
last night.
I remember seeing a balcony
Yeah.
going around.
And it was at 100 Factory Street in West Warwick, Rhode Island. But I mean, like I said, they even had Eric Bischoff there. It's like unbelievable. The amount of money they must put in for this. It's crazy. Matt Sydal was there, you know?
Last month I seen an interview with Van Dam, and he said that he wants to take a long hiatus. So
Really?
They must have peeled some back to get him there.
Right. Yeah, the XWA is killing it. I definitely got to get down there for a show, you know? They call it TNT, Thursday Night Showdowns. Guys, wrestling for $5. Where are you going to get entertainment like that for $5? Absolutely nowhere.
And it's quality too.
Quality, definitely. They bring in a lot of guys, like for the big shows. Thursday night, they still bring in pretty good sized names. I know JT Dunn has wrestled a lot there on Thursday nights. I think now A.R. Fox is a regular on Thursday nights. I mean, these guys are incredible wrestlers. I always say it too. I said it to a guy that I work with that's not into wrestling like us. And I told him the truth, man. I really do believe that New England is the best place for independent wrestling. It has the most amount of really talented guys in an area. You know, I'm sure there's good wrestlers in Florida and all that. New York and New Jersey always puts out quality guys, Pennsylvania. But I'm telling you, man, I really do think, not just because I live here, I think New England is putting out. There's so many guys that are about to take the next level. You know, Anthony.
Another good kid, Don Vega.
Yes, now, he
Don
used to
Vega.
tag team with Jose, right?
Yeah. He was just on TV.
Yeah, that's right. Him, Ronnie Rivera, Anthony Green, Cam Zagami, DL Hurst. Did you hear about that?
No.
DL Hurst, Friday night. DL, get well soon, and I'll be sending you those questions soon.
Oh,
He
broke
went
his
to-
leg?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did that
I heard that.
moonsault. Man, it's too bad, because I'll tell you right now, and I'm not saying this just because he might be watching. Honestly, this kid got a bright future. He's only been wrestling, I want to say 2 years, maybe. Could be wrong, you know. But yeah, he's teaming up with another new kid named Brett Domino. And he's another kid. I'm telling you, man, like I was just talking about, the New England Pro Wrestling Academy is putting out just studs, man. Like I said, Josh Briggs, Anthony Green, Cam Zagami, DL Hurst, Brett Domino. And then they have some young girls there that are wrestling right now, you know. Davianne, you know Davianne?
No.
Wow, dude, look her stuff up. Seriously, when she first started, she went to Japan a couple times. It was like young, instead of being like a young boy, a young girl, working in the dojos with the stuff. And she had only been wrestling like less than a year. That's got to be, an honor and a half to be able to go down there so young into your career, you know.
But I mean, that's an injury you can bounce back from. Look at
Right.
TK.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's just the time limit.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
6 months, maybe 8 months even, you know. Like I said, I hope he heals up quick. I really do. And if you're really not familiar with him, look him up on YouTube. I'm telling you right now. DL Hurst. Unbelievable. All these kids are. Anthony Green, Cam Zagami, Josh Briggs. I mean, look at Warbeard Hansen down in NXT now. You know, Oni Lorcan, Biff's down in NXT. I see 3 or 4 of these guys. Malonis. You know, Brian Malonis.
Yeah.
Right? Brian's wrestling for Ring of Honor right now. He's paired up with the Bear City Bruiser and Silas Young. It's really good. He's killing it.
Look at what area all these people are coming out of, too.
That's what I mean. That's why I always say it. The New England's got I'm telling you, and there's a bunch of guys that are going to be going soon. And Brian with the school and Slick and everybody else with their schools are just hammering it. Daniel, I want to say thanks for coming on. My daughter, when she gets her tattoo, we're going to have to take that hour-and-a-half drive. Guys, for Daniel Baker, I'm Leo Connors. Peace!
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.